16. The Tower. A sturdy tower, erected on a grassy rise, is struck by lightning. The castellated top of the tower is lifted by the blast, and fire strikes deep within. Flames roar from the 3 windows, and a shower of sparks rains down on all sides. 2 human figures fall headlong from their stricken refuge. This card represents the reverse side of the previous one. The opposite of Dionysus, lord of the dark and irrational, is Apollo, god of light and reason. The opposite of Satan, the devil, is Lucifer, the light-bringer. The tower is numbered 16 in the sequence. 16 in Arabic numbers is made up of 1 and 6, which reduce to 7. 7 is a solar number, designating power and positive action. In card 7, the Chariot, we saw the influence of the sun in its benign aspect in the person of Helios. Here we see the raw power of cosmic energy striking down unshielded. The lightning flash was one of the attributes of Jupiter, the bolt of Jove, and also figures prominently in Mahayana and Tantric Buddhism as a symbol of the overpowering light of truth in which all falsehood and ultimately all duality is destroyed. It is the flash of inner illumination which brings the freedom of enlightenment. In French tarot packs, this card is generally entitled La Maison Dieu, or House of God. Possibly this is a misreading of the Italian caso, meaning chance of fate, as casa, meaning house. The top of the tower is seen to have been struck off by a fiery bolt from heaven. Symbolically, the crown of an edifice frequently represents the peak of consciousness, revealing that in its flashing descent the lightning of pure selfhood, the primal energy of the psyche, strikes aside and rends all structures of the ego. Having gathered to himself and accepted the true nature of the devil, the seeker sees him transformed into Lucifer, who embodies the purity of divine truth. His shattering bolt negates all previous concepts, as did the sacrifice of the hanged man at a less profound level. Human consciousness here is at last in direct contact with the primary forces of the hidden centre, the goal of the mystic quest. The light of Lucifer is not the gentle radiance or intuition filtering up from the depths, but the full glare of God consciousness, undimmed lights such as blinded Paul on the road to Damascus. An uncanonical saying of Jesus states, "He who is near unto me is near unto the fire." The flux and fire of life are essential to the achievement of wholeness. The alchemists conceived their aqua nostra, or water of life, to be ignis, fire. The all-dissolving aqua nostra is a basic ingredient in the production of the stone of the wise, which confers immortality. The devastating impact of this fire can free the mind from its fetters and open the way that leads to the centre. But if the conscious mind is not prepared, not strongly built on firm foundations, it may end in catastrophe. In psychological terms, the outcome will be disassociation, the division of the mind against itself. The power of the lightning flash can transform the tower of consciousness into the house of God, or else shatter it irrevocably. In mundane terms, the tower suggests the destruction of an outdated philosophy which is unable to adapt to new conditions. As the human mind develops, it easily absorbs new ideas and concepts, using them to build a mental framework which will serve it as a guide during its life. But as the mind matures, its principles tend to harden and gradually become fixed, and become unable to accept fresh material which will not fit easily into the existing structure. Thus it loses contact with the dynamism of reality. Its enclosing walls of dogmatic opinion become unable to adapt to changing circumstances, and if faced with a major challenge of ideas, it can only collapse, leaving the bewildered mind within to cope as best it may with the apparent chaos that surrounds it. The lesson here is that any structure is only defensible as long as it remains flexible and capable of evolution. Life itself is in a state of constant flux, and no merely human construction can hope to survive if it cannot adapt.